The last piece, I guess, is what do we need to do tomorrow, the next day, next week to make sure we're not back in this room in 30 or 60 days?
Money. That's it. Because
I think it's two things. It's money and it's communication.
And product.
If there are questions on what you send in, we need to let you know.
Right.
If there are payments, if I'm being slow, if we're being slow on payments, I need to know that. I'm not aware of any, but I need to know that. We need to know that. So we need communication all up and down. We can't. Both you guys are really good at reaching out to me. Continue to do that. If things are slow, I'll at least get with these guys and say, well, where is it in the process? If there are questions, we'll get back with you. Okay?
Right.
Okay.
That's a good thing.
But can you make the decisions, because see, some things when you do the process, the people that actually make the decisions to make it move forward, that's kind of where you need to be.
Well, I'm the CFO, but I have a requirement before I cut any check at all. Documentation has to be. These guys yell me, hey,
documentation.
if they give me something, I say I don't know what this is. But I'm not. It's my fiduciary responsibility to not pay just on a cocktail napkin, right?
Mm-hmm.
So these guys yell at me or get mad at me because I don't pay based on just stuff I don't understand. But there's something out there right now. So yes, I mean, I can make that decision.
Right.
You guys will help me make it buttoned up, approved, clear, clean, and let's get it going. Pay-apps are great. Once a pay-app comes to me, all the documentation is there, it's signed off, everyone's initialed it, and that usually flows almost immediately. So,
Brian, let me just say one thing too, addressing, because I've been involved with the project, and I'll also the president of the Minority Business Association.
Okay.
But Dave came on the project. It's obvious from this conversation that he came on the project late. A lot of information he doesn't know because he can't even answer it right now.
and who was there before Dave?
It was Peter,
Peter was
and
there.
then before Peter there was Matt.
Matt.
Oh, and
Yeah.
Scott Brady was
Scott
there.
was
And this on the stadium part in particular, or
Just
overall?
just on the stadium.
It started.
But it's- I guess what I'm trying to say is, like you said, communication is very important, but whenever there's financial questions and they're not getting resolved, and it's a month later, and then Dave is just saying right now, I reached out to whoever with Welty, and they still haven't responded. A month later is too late. Communication.
we need to be a lot.
We have, yeah.
Yes.
And since he came on late, and part of what he don't know, he got to get up to speed, and you got to make sure that those answers get answered before you send out those certified 72-hour letters, because you constantly send those out. You can't be sending those out. There's questions that need to be answered, and you're not answering the questions.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like we lost the continuity of
Yeah, we did.
just as people. Okay, all right. No, that could be a hole in a gap in the process. I can see that.
And then one last thing that I'll say we have some responsibility too, but like they're saying some of the stuff we need to do, go down there and finish up and stuff like that. And I was calling a bunch of you guys Welty might have called something else. We still have no direction on what is going on. That's been a 3-week ago meeting, correct?
This one
which
here?
piece?
On the stuff we talked about the last meeting, Dave.
Is this the one, the list we talked about?
Right, yeah, remember, he was gonna give us direction on which I want to do some of the saw cuts and different things down there, and nobody's told us nothing to do.
Oh, that's the one where Dodo's
Right.
trying to got the different staining and stuff, we're working for the city to sign off on.
Yeah,
But I'm just saying,
But
that's
then
what
we
it
don't
is.
want to see, then it looks like we're holding the project, but it's been almost a month, we haven't got an answer.
No, and I'll tell you right here, I mean, we're waiting on a direction from the city.
Right,
We're
well,
giving them samples.
See, but no one,
whatever, and
but
giving
see,
them
but
suggestions.
the
Well, no,
public
because-
don't see that part of it. They's looking like, why are they
And
down
not to
there?
interrupt him, but I catch help from him because I don't have anybody down there working, doing any remedial work, but we don't have any direction what they want done.
Right, but
And so we're on other jobs, between him and Karsten calling every day. I get texting from him in the morning and calls from him, wanting to know where we're at. And I said, listen, there's only so much we can do. And I'm trying to get caught up on our original schedule because we spent so much time on the job down here that we're on other jobs now.
How big is the scope of this additional work?
which additional, it's not additional work, it's There was issues with the staining and
Oh, there's
stuff like
this
that.
bunch of, there's our,
Yeah,
oh,
so that's what we need, and we,
But
I think you've done
additional work that we're
We tried to
responsible
clean off an
for,
area, it
it's
did not
about
work.
15-ish $1,000 worth
oh,
of
that's the
concrete.
15 you said.
Yeah, plus the
Yeah.
labor and stuff, but it's about $15,000 worth of concrete that needs yet to be poured.
yeah, that was, we've seen that list. Yeah. But like I said, that's where we are, that apparently.
But there's some
we
stuff
cleaned
down
some,
there that, like, for
and then
example,
there's a stain that
they want
we're
us to
looking-
bevel out
we're
all
just
the
waiting-
saw
Yeah,
cuts.
we're just waiting, so that's why,
But
and so that's where we
The
at.
architects wouldn't let us retool the saw, we wouldn't let us tool our joints on that end, so they do look bad. The other side does, it looks a lot better.
So
But
this
then I got
project is more than 15,000, just your piece is 50, but there's.
right,
That's
there's
just some cleanup stuff, that's some,
This check is all on us.
yeah, we're willing.
No, it's everybody, yeah, it's not just.
I just have to
There's
say
just-
dollar figure too for what's in there.
And then like the issue we talked about last night, Brian, that I have with one coming back too, with the whole other arrangement on the other, across the street. That's, you know, we'll talk about that when we're all just by ourselves.
Okay, well, I think, okay, I am gonna continue to ask for updates on all 7 of these.
Sure.
And let's continue to resolve these issues. Because some of this, so, you know, Neil, you're gonna get some information on one piece, Jesse on another one, Dave, you're gonna get with Kyle on one, we've got some issues
Like
on.
that was Kyle on the one, the retaining, $68,000.
No, sorry, Kyle, I thought it was the $687.
Oh, yeah, that, you're right.
So anyway, I will continue to manage this list with you guys, so let's not, when we walk out of here, we're not gonna just forget about it, let's continue, whether it's via email, phone call, or even sit back down and go through this again, let's continue to work through this list. And I've got some other monies owed to you that we'll look to get you, okay?
Do you want to see those?
Is there anything else to cover while,
What about our timeline, Brian, as far as having those questions answered? I mean, not to say we'll continue to work on this, because we've been continuing to work on it for a year.
okay, all right.
Let's put some definite timelines here.
All right, so on the July pay app, that's already funded and paid, it's a matter of when, that's,
It is
No, wait.
funded in pay? I don't know, that's what I tried to find out.
okay. Well, let's get back, in a week, we'll get back to you on that. If we don't have the check level, we need some kind of answer, response on that. The 50% of the retainage, let's get an answer, I need to get some more information, but let's get an answer by next week.
Okay.
On the change orders, it'd be great if we could roll the 7,000 into, I don't know if it's easier to come through an existing pay app or how we want to do it, but there are pieces on here that are ready to go.
Well, that's $7,000, you got that, right? You got that, right?
And then you paid for
It
it.
was approved, but he don't have the
Yeah,
money, he don't
yeah,
have the check.
Yeah, the change order's approved. We
Is
just
that
get the
gonna be
money
on-
from, we
is
just
that
get the
gonna-
money from you, that'll be on the next pay.
No, it's not even on this pay app for August.
No, the next one that we'll have due.
Yeah.
Well, we just need to register it.
We're going to get you an answer in a week on
But
that.
I'm just saying though, when was the work done?
Is that for the lake pole?
Yeah.
Neil,
When did I get? Well,
2 months ago.
yeah, but
And this is the part I don't
why
understand.
don't we do this? Why don't we have a call a week from today? And let's go through whatever is not resolved, if we can resolve stuff in advance, great. Let's go through these 7 items plus anything else a week from today. I'll get a phone call, we can meet in person, let's just do that. Let's just do that.
sure.
Yeah,
Give us time to get some answers on some of these.
that would be good.
The question I
Brian,
have,
it's
though,
probably easiest if we just meet.
Yeah, then
Just
we can
here.
meet here again next
Yeah.
Friday.
Yeah.
Okay.
Next Friday, well, somebody will be,
Well,
I won't be, I'm on vacation, so.
The question I
Can you do
have
Thursday?
with the change orders, why are they so hard to get signed when you're allocated to
No,
work
no,
to this?
well, I don't have the answer. I mean, every change order is probably a little bit different, so there's probably not one answer on that, but, you know, I don't know, change orders go through the same diligence as any other piece of work, right? There should be nothing different about it.
No, I mean,
Right.
there is, but once again, the lack of information, like the one you sent the other day. This worked for $5,000. There was no real description, I mean,
There was 200 lineal feet.
but well, that's fine. You can,
Forest thick.
but, you know, I mean, there's a way to do that. We ask for labor backup, we ask for material backup, we ask for all that stuff. I
And
mean,
there's also a better way to do it on our end now that him and I have talked
Yeah.
yesterday.
Yeah,
Those change orders,
Yeah, it's
need
just,
somebody else to do it. We
Oh,
just
that's-
want to
that's
do our
fine.
original scope done. We agreed on that yesterday. It's more money out of his pocket, more money out of our pocket,
That's fine.
you know?
But yeah, I mean, the documentation trail should be the exact same, whether it's
Because,
original or.
and then that nips that in the butt, we're done with
Sure,
that,
no,
you know
that's
what I
fine,
mean?
if that's the way that's.
Because like I said, we've all
I'm good
known
with
each
that.
other before this, we shouldn't be arguing like this. We need to be.
So what you come up with,
Are
Mark?
you here on the 6th?
No,
So are you out all this week?
I'm out Wednesday, or Thursday and Friday next week. I'm here Monday and Tuesday. Or excuse me, Tuesday and Wednesday. And then after that, I'm gone for a week. All
So,
next
yeah,
week.
'cause
I don't come back like the 20th.
Let's do it on Wednesday.
All right, that's fine.
I mean,
That's fine.
I just don't want to have this meeting and have a bunch of unresolved questions you're not here. So
So-
Wednesday the 5th.
I got a question. Are we gonna get paid before we meet? Are we gonna get anything?
I've got
I'll have to go look.
As soon as I just told you about the retainage. If I know about that, I'll tell you.
What about the
Yeah,
check?
yeah,
that
time
we
out,
did
time out.
last
I'm not
week?
saying
Weren't you
that
gonna check last
everything's
Friday?
on hold until the bid. Whatever we can resolve before, let's do it.
Tuesday or Wednesday.
That's what I asked about, and I haven't heard back, so it's just like the retainage thing.
I need information, I need to go and see where everything is in the process before I can answer that question. But I'm not gonna wait until the 5th before we start resolving, we're gonna start on this right now. Okay?
Does 11 o'clock work on the 5th?
That's fine with me.
According to you, I don't have a choice.
Yeah, we'll have a dial.
See, that's why I said.
11 o'clock, yeah.
That's why I've been avoiding you for.
Let's do 11. Here on the 5th.
Can't argue with both of you.
You send out an invite?
Not both.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, everyone. Well, thank you.
Yeah, thank you for
Oh, thanks. Hit me,
putting this together for us, Brian.
What's that?
And I said, thank you for putting this together for us, because it looked like a lot of us are gonna come out of it now.
Not a positive, that's a good thing.
Well, look, our communication collectively has to be better. We can't let it fester and bubble up to where we are today. So,
So Brian, you're gonna send an invite out?
I'm gonna send everybody out, yeah. And I don't know everybody's, I'll send it to a couple people and you can forward it along. But here at 11 a.m. on next Wednesday.
Would it be possible for you to also, I mean, you were summarizing everything, the 7 items that need to be resolved?
Yeah, why don't I send this,
that
I'm
to
gonna
us?
send this list out. Yeah, that's a good idea. That's a good idea.
Okay.
All right.
All right, okay.